Welcome back. As friends far and wide came to pay their final respects to Anthony Cocky Jabatis, they once again took a trip down memory lane and reminisced on the good times and how much he contributed to St. Lucia's cultural landscape. Genevieve Gonzague has more.
Friends and family of the late dance icon Anthony Cocky Jabatis gathered for the last time in his presence at the Castries Town Hall on May 11th. On April 1st, 2021, shortly after celebrating his 57th birthday, the dance fraternity was shocked with the news of the passing of the legendary dancer, drummer, and tap dancer. At the viewing of his body before the funeral ceremony, his cousin Octavia Mathre says he is going to be remembered most for his selflessness. She says even during his sick and final days, he made every effort to spend time with family.
My cousin was a very nice person, open with everybody, a cultural man. He liked his dance, he liked his drum. He was with everybody, that's what I could say. Just coming home and see us and being with me downstairs when he was sick. Yeah, he made time to come and always sit down by me. Yeah. No matter in all his pain, he always had time to come to see all of us.
Friend and entertainer Joanne Shalmine says Jabatis was like a big brother to her, and he contributed greatly not only to St. Lucia's culture, but to her personal development as a person and a dancer.
I came to view Cocky's body, but I can't. I really can't, because I just want to remember him, just the way we were performing on stage. He was very active in my family, just like a brother, I have, my mom has no sons, so Cocky was always very active at home with the family, so he will be missed so much, and a big loss to St. Lucia's culture, definitely. But as I said, I danced with Cocky for over 3 years with the group Flamingo Dancers, and he was just the most amazing person. Cocky was a free spirit. Cocky, you never know what to expect when you're on stage with Cocky. Despite any choreography, he would go out of the box.
Friends from near and far reminisced on what a great example Jabatis was. Trinidadian friend Olatunji Masimba says Jabatis was very expressive, and that was a sure way to gauge his moods.
It was just full of life, full of the passion for the dance. And, he bring out the whole character and everything. And he take this dance, and is that when I realized I could frustrated him for how he moved. He was sort of disappointed about maybe certain treatments in the cultural vibes, but he danced, that night he danced, and when he danced I said, but there's something wrong, this fella, when he danced, that was the expression, but, otherwise, it's just always colorful with him. When you're somewhere, it's excitement, that is the personality, You represent St. Lucia. I'm from Trinidad, but then, right, he always had that pride and going out. I remember how many Curry Festivals he come, we do it good and represent, So, maybe brethren go to glory and that's it, and all strength, may he dance on,
Following the viewing of the body at the town hall, the official funeral service took place at the cultural center, and then the body of Anthony Cocky Jabatis was cremated. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
Thank you, Genevieve. Justice Minister Herman Gil-Francis says he's confident that the next general elections will be held within the constituted time frame. Responding to concerns that Prime Minister Allen Chastain's reluctance to announce an election date is impeding on the rights of locals, Francis says the Prime Minister knows the law and will not break it. He says PM Chastain is currently taking steps to ensure the safety of the nation above all else.
The St. Lucian public have been given the assurance of the island's Justice Minister that their constitutional rights are not being trampled on by Prime Minister Allen Chastain, and that their right to vote in the next general election will not and cannot be taken away from them. Herman Gil-Francis told Hot 7 TV on Tuesday morning that Prime Minister Chastain is very well aware that constitutionally, elections must occur this year. For months, locals have been growing antsy as the PM is yet to set an election date. Francis revealed that the announcement is coming one way or another.
The law is very, very clear that elections is called 5 years after the first sitting of Parliament. So election was held on the 6th of June 2016. Elections is constitutionally due, okay, July 12, 2021. Even if the Prime Minister does not call the election by the 12th of July, the Constitution kicks in, and the Constitution says that it will automatically prorogue Parliament, and then he has 3 months, 90 days, within which we can call the elections. We have the AG, we have other persons who know the law as well as anybody else and would guide the Prime Minister. I do not think the Prime Minister will ever break the Constitution. And I don't think that the members of this party will allow that to happen.
Francis explained that the party will see to it that all is fair in the election process.
At the end of the day, you break the Constitution, and even if you were to win, you don't win elections at all costs. That is not right. You can't win election at all costs. It has to be the will of the people. It has to be persons who have recognized what you have done for the last 5 years, and especially over the last year, 2020, when things were tough, when things were very abnormal, never witnessed in our history before. And for a government to be able to ride that tide, to be able to pay civil servants every month on time without due delay, to do a lot of infrastructure, to continue the work of this country as if there was no COVID, okay? And the Prime Minister has always been very clear that we had to live with COVID.
The delay in the announcement of the election date, according to Francis, is the right approach, as the aim is to return the island to a state of normalcy post-COVID-19. He said without a state of emergency, there would undoubtedly be a sharp rise in positive cases of the deadly virus. Whilst he explained that any decision made will be met with opposition, he believes safety comes first.
If you don't have anybody, then you have no justice. So you have to make sure that the health of people is priority. So if you don't have a healthy nation, what justice are we going to talk about? When you have nobody whatsoever, everybody's at the hospital, what justice are you going to talk about? So the health of the people has to take precedence at this time of COVID. It has to do that. But nobody has been able to tell me which constitutional right of the individuals that are being breached. What we need to do now is to concentrate, and that's what I really thought the Labour Party would have done, is for us as leaders to advise our people to take the vaccine as quickly as possible, that every St. Lucian can be vaccinated, not even everybody, at least 80% of the population, so we have what you call the herd immunity. Then who knows, we may have Carnival this year. Christmas is coming, and there's another Christmas again. And even Miss Maudie Lewis will dance even more, because last Christmas it was on and she was dancing. So now she'll be able to dance legally.
Francis emphatically stated that the PM is not holding back on a date for any election ploy. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
Thank you, Genevieve. In an ideal situation, the St. Lucia National Trust would work with government and receive support from the government to achieve its mandate to protect St. Lucia's patrimony. But the relationship between the government of St. Lucia and the National Trust has gone from bad to worse in recent years. Prime Minister Alan Chastanet famously cut off the organization financially, striking off the government's subvention for the National Trust from the national budget. On Monday, the chair of the National Trust confirmed that the trust is suing the government for reneging on an agreement to engage the trust ahead of any demolition of the Royal Jail. Castries Southeast MP Guy Joseph has been very candid about his views on the trust being politically motivated and obstructionist. The chair of the trust says nothing could be further from the truth. She says the organization has made conscious decisions and attempts to engage in dialogue with the government behind closed doors to spare embarrassment on matters like the Royal Jail.
The National Trust has a mandate, and we are always open to negotiation, discussion, consultation, compromise. But at the end of the day, we need to fulfill our mandate. And if we have a government that is not prepared to sit across a table with us and dialogue, then we have no option but to go into the public domain and have this type of discussion. And it ends up being a situation that is combative for no reason.
It begs the question, has the relationship between the National Trust and the government deteriorated to a point of no return? Is there irreparable damage? The question was placed to the chair.
Well, I hope not, because really the government's objectives in terms of sustainable development and ours should be aligned. You know, we are not anti-development. We are pro-sustainable development. We need to ensure that when development is being conceived, that it properly acknowledges and accommodates heritage. And when I say heritage, I'm speaking about natural and built heritage, archaeology, all these things. The whole range of heritage. Everything that defines us as uniquely St. Lucians is what we are out to ensure is recognized, acknowledged, protected, integrated into development plans for this country.
The National Trust, through its lawsuit, is seeking an admission of wrongdoing on the part of government and financial compensation in its case against the state relating to the demolition of the Royal Jail. You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. There's more news after the break.